Well, we do several programs. The one, as I mentioned, is the Fall and Winter League, and the give back there is to just try to create competitive opportunities for teams and coaches. It's difficult, particularly in these limited budget times, for teams to make their own organizational leagues, and we create that facility. And the facility here, the Nightlit Stadium, allows. It's one of the. There's only one other Nightlit facility here in Orange County, so we do the organizational aspect to just create an atmosphere for kids to compete. That's one. Two is the showcase, which is done at the end of the school year, and I'm particularly proud of that. My son was fortunate enough to play in the North-South County All-Star Game, which involved at that time 70 schools, and they selected about 35 young men to play in an all-star game. And I know my son playing in it, and me as a spectator, my wife and I as spectators, enjoyed that experience, to be around the best of the best. And I thought, God, what a neat thing to be able to just allow that for a lot more young men. And so the showcase was purposely designed to expand that all-star experience to more players, and to do it in a little bit different fashion, to do it from the standpoint of the fraternity of baseball, because the other one, while it's a good program and they're very good players, none of them knew each other. The coaches don't know each other. They show up one night and they leave, where our program takes and picks 20 kids out of each league. So we get, in the 3 games, we get 120 players down on the field, selected from the league, and so all the kids know each other, but they're competing against each other, but they see each other on the field. And so for this one night, it's the 6 head coaches who know the players, know each other. The players get together, and I hope they walk away realizing, wow, we're all part of the same fraternity. While we competed against each other, we're really in part of the same fraternity. And for half of the guys that play, it'll be the last time they play. Some will go on and play professionally. We've had a few guys play in this thing that signed $1 million contracts and have signed $1 million contracts the day before. And a lot of them, there's probably a third to half of them that will go on and play college. And so it's a little mixture of guys that's a swan song event. For others, it's just one more night to play. And for others, it's guys that have not been asked by a college. And there are some junior colleges that show up here, and they select players and talk to players and invite them to play at their junior college, in part as a specific result of playing in that showcase. And so for me, it's neat that guys that want to continue on have an opportunity to play on. I would hope, as corny as it sounds, at the end of the game, every guy walks away, and every family member who spectates walks away and says, this was really a winning experience. While there are losers, no question about it, somebody's won, somebody's lost. I think unlike a typical game, every guy, I believe, walks away going, wow, it's a winning experience, because it's a really positive culmination of what may be his entire youth athletic career, and certainly it's the culmination of his high school career, and by definition will be the last high school event he ever competes in. And then we also have done for the last 4 or 5 years a seminar that I'm particularly proud of, and it's called Baseball Beyond High School, and it's for any young man, whether he's 8th grade, 10th grade, 12th grade. It's oriented to baseball, but is applicable to any sport, and it's a facility and a resource. We get a panel of 8 or 10 professionals, be they in professional baseball or scouts or academic folks from colleges, and speak to all aspects of what it takes to play baseball beyond high school. There's no expectation on your skill level. I mean, you're up to your own in terms of having the skill level, but there are so many aspects to playing in college, from scholarships, time commitments, college entrance exams, academic requirements, and so on. And to me, it's unreasonable to think that the high school coach can inform them of all those things. And so we try and enhance the academic and the athletic learning that they get in college, because we offer a full range of professionals that can speak to any question. And then we provide a lot of resources, websites, and those kinds of things. But it's mainly to educate the player and the parent about the recruiting process. And the 4th leg of the programs that we do is called the Sophomore Showcase. And we invite young men, by communicating with the high school coaches, to get their best, who they believe to be their best sophomore players. And we have professional training going on, and it's a workout for the purpose of those young men later in their high school career will get invited to go to pro workouts and to try and display their skills in hopes of being drafted. And I know from experience, from my son's experience, at those pro workouts, they don't tell you what's happening, they just expect you to know. And so part of our goal is for those young men to give them a pro grade professional scout training evaluation of where that young man stands at that point, weaknesses and strengths, so that he has something to improve and work on, as well as having him realize what goes on at one of those things, so that when he is invited to one of those, he has a much better chance of performing well because nothing comes as a surprise. We offer up a scholarship to one player in each of the 6 leagues, and for me, a lot of athletics is, again, to acknowledge what is right about athletics, and our scholarship is not directed to the best player. It's not directed to the most needy player. It's directed to the most well-rounded athlete. Clearly, if they're in the All-Star game, athletically, they're all gifted. They've qualified from that standpoint. We ask the 6 high school head coaches to select that player, and it's basically to the high school coach in a single sentence: if you had to start a team, what player would you want to start that team with? And it's a player that is academically respected in the classroom, respected by his peers on the playing field, is responsible to the coaches in a timely fashion, and can be a leader or an example to other players. Doesn't necessarily have to be the best player on the team, but the kind of player that a coach, and frankly, as a father, would be most proud of as a player. And so that's who we try and reward, and our commitment to them is only that they intend on going on and playing baseball in college. They could get cut in the first week, but it was just with an expectation that the young man is going on to play in college and that he doesn't already have an athletic scholarship, that we're just trying to spread the wealth around a little bit.